People call me a god because my computer connects to a 2D world. I can grant them things from the real world, and a kitchen knife I casually gave them became their sacred weapon. And the offerings those tiny people gave me could enter reality. But what I never expected was the very first offering they gave me nearly scared me to death. Just as I opened the game Pixel God, a voice suddenly echoed in my head. On this day, the world finally welcomes back the great god. Your arrival has given this world meaning again. When I came back to my senses, the scene on my computer began to change. A flat green field appeared on the screen, surrounded by forests and rivers. At the center stood a white domed temple. Then that voice sounded again. This is your temple. Please name the temple. My name is Lin Yao, so I'll call it Yao Temple. Just then, two barefoot little people with bare upper bodies appeared in the corner. They moved all the way over. Walking around the temple again and again, an exclamation mark popped up over one of their heads. What a magnificent house! This must have been built by a god. The other little person raised both hands. This is a revelation from the god. It is a blessed land. We must bring more people here to settle down. The land granted by God, smiley faces appeared above both of their heads, and they ran off the screen. A few seconds later, they came back with 5 more little people. 7 little people began worshiping around the temple. They built a tiny straw hut beside the temple and brought over some berry bushes from off-screen. Starting their lives beside the temple, a prompt appeared on the screen. You have gained the first believers of this world. Faith power is how you perform miracles. Gather more faith. A small human icon appeared in the top right corner, representing population. Beside it was a palace icon representing faith. Both population and faith were at 7. Each believer only provided 1 faith point. I clicked on faith, and a locked disc appeared. These were miracles, unlocked only with enough faith points. The most basic one was rain. There were also many stronger miracles. Aegir's fire. The god of the deep sea imprisoned a fire dragon and turned it into a wonder, capable of shooting out powerful flames. Looking at these miracles, I fell into thought. In other words, I needed 10 believers to cast 1 basic miracle, so increasing the population became the top priority. Unlike other management sim games, Mystery Simulator wouldn't let me directly build houses or produce goods. The residents could only reproduce or gather on their own, or I could watch the pixel people farm. Then I noticed something wrong with the people around the temple. Sad faces appeared above their heads. One by one, they worshipped around the temple. Great God, please reveal yourself. Please bless us. Great God, the forest tribe says we worship a demon. They want to tear down the temple. Please show us a miracle. I instantly understood. This was the little people's first crisis. But I only had 7 faith points, not even enough to make it rain. I kept exploring, and finally clicked a brand new interface on the temple. At the center was a stone campfire. In front of the fire stood a gray humanoid statue. Its face was blurry, impossible to tell male or female. It seemed to be the god imagined by the pixel people. In front of the statue was a long table, with 2 placement slots on it. The larger one on the left was labeled offering. The smaller one on the right said blessing. Both were currently empty. Offerings were easy to understand. So blessings should be powers or items granted by the god to followers. Was this the miracle they wanted? But then I noticed something strange. That long table looked oddly familiar. Wait, that table was exactly like my computer desk. The offering slot was the exact rectangular shape of my keyboard. The blessing slot was oval-shaped. Could it be the mouse? And looking closer, wasn't that statue supposed to be me? The thought startled me. Then a bold idea popped into my head. Very carefully, I placed a garlic clove from my desk onto the mouse and stared at it with anticipation. 2 seconds later, the garlic clove rolled off the mouse, so it really was just a coincidence. I laughed at myself. But right then, the fallen garlic clove suddenly vanished into thin air. I instinctively looked at the screen. A pixel icon of garlic had appeared in the temple's blessing slot. When I clicked it, a line of text appeared. Blessing of the god, a special seasoning, and also a medicinal herb. Do you wish to grant garlic to your followers? My whole body jolted. First, I ran around my rental room, then washed my face with cold water. After I calmed down, I returned to the computer desk. The blessing slot on the screen really did contain garlic. That meant the garlic in my hand had truly entered the temple through the mouse. I had no idea what kind of game this was, or how it could break through dimensions like this. But I did want to see what would happen when the real world interacted with the game world, so I clicked yes. The little people worshipping around the temple all had exclamation marks pop up over their heads. The god has appeared. The god has sent down a miracle. Great God, thank you for your blessing. Garlic. Garlic granted by the god. After kneeling and praying, the little people spread the news. Their expressions all turned into smiling faces. They quickly got busy, working together to clear a field. Tiny sprouts grew out of the soil, slowly turning into green seedlings. A message appeared on the screen. Your blessing has taught your followers to plant and use garlic. Faith has increased. The faith value in the top right corner jumped from 7 to 22. Looks like blessings can quickly harvest faith. Then I found a pencil on my desk, thinking tools should be useful to a tribal civilization. But when I opened the page, the garlic was still in the blessing slot, and clicking it brought up a prompt saying the garlic was merging into the world. Please wait patiently. I had no choice but to give up. I had only just started this game, and was still figuring out many mechanics. About half an hour later, a group of little people ran in from off-screen, all wearing leather vests. The leader wore a horned helmet. and carried a wooden spear. They surrounded the temple with torches in hand. The demon hut must be destroyed. You're all followers of demons. Burn it, burn it, burn it. So this was the temple. The nearby little people had mentioned the forest tribe believed the temple worshipped a demon. The temple's 7 followers all had exclamation marks above their heads. This is the god's palace. This is Yao Temple. The god has sent down a miracle.
The miracle garlic?
But the forest tribe wouldn't listen at all and kept shouting that they would set it on fire. I opened the miracle menu and hovered my mouse over the first option, rain. If I made it rain, based on these primitive little people's understanding, they'd probably think the god was angry. But then I thought, if I was going to act, I might as well go big. I looked farther down the list. The miracles were sorted by faith cost. Rain cost 10, lightning 20, scorching sun 25, hurricane 30, earthquake 40. Right now, I only had 22 faith points, so I locked onto lightning. You're up. I clicked lightning, and my cursor became a draggable range selection icon. I shrank the range, locking it onto the forest tribe leader's head. Like they say, the nail that sticks out gets hammered. With great power comes great responsibility. Now take my heavenly thunder. With one light click, a bolt of lightning fell from the pixel world sky, striking the horned helmet little man directly, blasting him and 2 people nearby into ash. The rest of the forest tribe had exclamation marks pop up and scattered in panic. Only the temple's 7 followers had angry faces above their heads. Divine punishment. You have angered the god. This is what happens to blasphemers. I was very satisfied. Being worshipped as a god felt amazing. I relaxed and felt some soreness in my neck. This game didn't involve many controls, but it had a weird addictive pull. Before I knew it, I'd played until midnight. Though I was reluctant, I still shut down the computer, washed up, and went to bed. After all, I had work the next day. Lying in bed, I thought in a daze. If I could create disasters and keep granting real-world objects to the humans in the game world, then in the eyes of those pixel people, I really was no different from a god. The next day after work, I couldn't wait to open Mystery Simulator and clicked Continue Game. The familiar pixel scene slowly unfolded again. I let out a breath. Good, the save file wasn't corrupted. But the scene on screen surprised me. There were now 5 huts beside the temple, and each hut had a square plot of farmland in front, planted with garlic. The population in the top right had gone from 7 to 30, and faith was at 25. I did the math. Yesterday I used 1 lightning strike, so my faith should have dropped to 2. Now it was 25, meaning it had increased by 23 points. The population had also increased by 23, which proved my guess was right. Under normal circumstances, 1 new person brought 1 faith point. More importantly, even when the game wasn't open on my computer, it still kept running. A prompt appeared. Your followers are numerous enough to form a tribe. Please name it. I casually typed the words garlic, using the simple naming style of ancient times. Their specialty was the garlic I had blessed them with, so calling them the Garlic Tribe made sense. Your miracles and blessings have allowed the Garlic Tribe to officially establish Yao Temple and become known to more people from afar. I focused on the new population. Those 23 newly joined pixel people were all wearing leather vests, completely different from the first 7 barefoot, bare-chested locals. They were from the Forest Tribe. Some pixel people from the Forest Tribe had joined the temple's side and settled here. Last night's lightning strategy worked instantly, whether it was fear or worship. They had indeed been drawn over. With more people, simple roles began to form. The tribe was no longer limited to planting garlic and tending the temple. 2 people started hunting in the forest, and another tried catching fish by hand at the river. Overall, the Garlic Tribe was still in a primitive stage, and every member was working for food. I opened the temple interface. The garlic was still in the blessing slot, and the cooldown looked pretty long. If I'd known I could send real-world items into the pixel world, I would have picked wheat. That could have solved the early food shortage, or I could have sent them a bow. Once they learned archery, hunting would be much easier, and they could fight back against the Forest Tribe. Then my gaze moved down, and I suddenly saw something new. There was a red item in the offering slot. I moved my mouse over it. It was a red living creature, curled up tightly, like some kind of newborn animal. Text prompt, Garlic Tribe baby, offered as a sacrifice to the god. My face twitched. Human sacrifice did fit how primitive people worshipped gods. The screen displayed, do you wish to accept the Garlic Tribe baby offered by your followers? I immediately clicked no. If a baby randomly appeared in my apartment, there'd be no way to explain it. The cops would definitely invite me in for a talk. Even worse, what if the Garlic Tribe kept sending babies? Just thinking about formula and diaper costs made me go numb. Dude, I'm a god, not your tribe's babysitter. After I rejected the offering, everyone in the tribe had exclamation marks above their heads. The god is not pleased. The god doesn't want babies. I told you not to use a baby. It should be an adult who can farm and pick berries for the god. No, use prey. Use the best prey. The god must love wild boars. I think it's fish. Fish are the best. Go find a new offering, watching the pixel people talk. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Still, if they sent wild game or river fish, I could make a late night snack. Aside from 5 people left behind, the whole tribe ran into the nearby forest and mountain area. They looked around, seemingly searching for a proper offering. Then I noticed one pixel person who stood out. He was one of the earliest believers. Bare-chested and barefoot, he stood outside the temple, looking up at the sky. A question mark appeared above his head. I moved my mouse over the question mark, and a speech bubble popped up, showing his inner thoughts. What kind of offering does the god truly need? He doesn't need babies. Maybe he doesn't need manpower either. He granted the tribe magical garlic. The god's world surely doesn't lack food. The forest tribe desecrated the temple and was punished by disaster. The god must possess power beyond our imagination. Our things mean nothing to the god, so only magical things we cannot understand or use might be accepted by the god. Then the question mark turned into a glowing light bulb. As if he had figured something out, he jogged into the dense forest. I was a little surprised. This little person clearly thought deeper than the others, as if he had awakened intelligence. Not long after, he ran out of the forest. Holding an item in both hands as he entered the temple, a small icon appeared in the offering slot. It looked like a short-handled staff polished from tree resin. The text prompt said, "Energy staff restores 1 point of energy and faith per hour. This is a treasure crafted by the forest god. It absorbs the life force overflowing from nature. When touched, the holder can draw vigorous energy from it. It was lost after the forest god fell. Do you wish to accept the energy staff offered by your follower?" I clicked yes, and the staff icon disappeared from the offering slot. A short staff as long as my forearm appeared on my black keyboard. My palm started sweating. I had vaguely guessed blessings could pass through the temple into the pixel world. So in theory, offerings could also pass over from that world. But seeing it truly happen before my eyes still made me hold my breath. I carefully picked up the staff. It wasn't heavy. Unlike normal wood, its surface was covered in vertical grain, but felt smooth and delicate, as if coated in clear lacquer. There were 2 short branches at the top, like a broken-off clothes-drying pole, except tiny buds grew on the branches, giving it a feeling of lingering life. Holding the energy staff, I felt my whole body snap awake. My back and waist pain vanished completely. It felt like I was 14 or 15 again. Back then, after gaming all night, one nap would bring me right back to life. Magical items from the pixel world really worked in the real world too. A line of text appeared on the staff. Energy lasts up to 12 hours. So as long as I held this staff, I theoretically wouldn't need sleep. Whether I had work or class the next day, I would never get drowsy. My heart surged with excitement. I waved the staff around excitedly for a while before calming down. Wait, that's not the main point. The point is, offerings really can be brought out of the pixel game world, without a doubt. There must be other magical items like the energy staff in the pixel world. If they could keep sending them out through the temple, then this game was an endless treasure vault. I felt completely refreshed. With the temple's dimension-breaking ability, before long, I could escape my miserable working life and reach the peak of life. Then I turned my attention back to the game. The pixel people returned to the tribe one after another, with smiling faces above their heads. The god likes the offering. That's great. So that's the kind of offering the god likes. I'll definitely find something even better. I still think wild boars are the best. The god must love wild boars. Wild boars are way better than that branch. I noticed the 2 who insisted on boars and fish had both joined from the forest tribe and wore leather vests. The forest tribe probably focused on gathering and hunting, so it made sense they thought prey was the best gift. I searched among the little people, trying to find the one who offered the energy staff. But these little people all looked exactly the same. They had no names above their heads and no personal features, so it was hard to tell. But after searching around, I still found him inside the temple, bare-chested and barefoot. He still had a question mark above his head, and a new message appeared. A follower has awakened wisdom. Do you wish to convert him into a prophet? In many ancient cultures, a prophet is someone inspired by God to deliver God's will. This pixel person who found the energy staff clearly qualified. In the pixel world, I also needed someone who could understand me, even if he could only understand a little. That was better than letting a bunch of little people guess blindly. I did not want another baby showing up in the offering slot. I immediately clicked yes. The garlic tribe gained its first prophet. Under the prophet's leadership and influence, everyone's intelligence increased slightly. The prophet knelt before the statue and worshipped, then walked out of the temple. As soon as he appeared, all the pixel people accepted him as leader, as if they knew he had received the god's grace. The prophet said, "The offerings the god needs are magical things we cannot understand or control. So from now on, if you see anything like that, offer it to the god, and you will receive the god's blessing." The prophet is right. Listen to the prophet. Go find magical items. That magical wild boar? I know of a magical white wild boar. No one has ever caught it. I've seen a magical fish in the water. It eats all flesh and bones. It's very magical. The god will definitely like it. I looked speechlessly at the last 2 pixel people who spoke. Sure enough, they were both wearing leather vests. Even without any marks or names, I could tell at a glance they were that same pair of brothers. Their obsession with boars and fish was like fireflies in the night. Way too obvious. Although the prophet told everyone the traits of proper offerings, for the next 3 hours, no pixel person found anything similar. Most people returned to normal life, planting garlic and berries, then eating them. Before long, 2 babies were born in the tribe. The pixel people began assigning people to care for the newborns. The only person I could control and guide was the prophet, and all I could do was move him to a designated place. Whether he could understand or discover anything depended on his own insight. After watching for a while, it was already 6:30 p.m., and I was hungry. I went downstairs and ordered shredded pork with green pepper fried rice. After wolfing it down, I hurried back, The Garlic Tribe had changed again on screen. A black bear had come out of nowhere and broken into the tribe, destroying 2 fields and 1 hut. There were also 2 pixel corpses on the ground. Most of the little people hid behind the temple, trembling. The prophet stood beside the temple, holding the tribe's 2 babies. The black bear was 2 or 3 times the size of the pixel people. To them, it was basically some kind of giant monster. It was tearing at the corpses on the ground. I had finally gotten 2 newborns, and was counting on population to generate faith. But you show up and cut my numbers? You wanna die? Taste my heavenly justice. Just as I was about to cast lightning, I suddenly noticed something strange. 2 pixel people from the tribe were facing off with the black bear. They were wearing leather vests, holding wooden clubs as they circled the bear from front and back, hitting its head and butt non-stop, while moving around and shouting.